You're watching Meet the Candidates here at Davis Media Access for the November 3rd, 2020 election. During the COVID pandemic, we don't have access to our studios here at DMA, and we're interviewing candidates using a remote platform. Things may look a little different or sound a little different than they do during normal times, but we believe that it's important for the candidates to have this opportunity, and it's important for the voters to be able to hear from the candidates directly. We've been doing 26 candidate interviews this week for offices ranging from school board to Congress. And joining me now is John Garamendi. He's our congressman in the 3rd District running for re-election. Thank you for joining us, Congressman.
Delighted to be with you.
All right, let's start with simply, why are you running for re-election?
Well, for all of our lives, Patty and I have basically centered our life on service to people, from the Peace Corps days to working around the nation on food services and environmental issues, and in the legislature and Congress. It's been a life of service. And I find that the opportunity to work in Congress on the multitude of issues, whether they're international, whether they are domestic, whether they're environment, really is an incredible opportunity to advance the well-being of humankind. And I want to continue to do that.
Thank you. And please tell us about your experience or perspective that qualifies you to remain in office.
Well, some of that I just talked about. Patty and I started our life together as newly married people in the Peace Corps in a remote village in Africa. And that really set the pace for what we want to accomplish. Along the way, we've raised an incredible family, 6 kids, 14 grandchildren now. And so our attention has not only been to service for today, but really looking forward to tomorrow, to what those grandchildren are going to deal with in the years out ahead. And that's why way back in 1978, I authored the very first laws on energy conservation for wind and solar tax credits. And so we've been at that all of these years in the California legislature as an assemblyman, as a senator, working on healthcare issues, working on environmental issues, and then as lieutenant governor and insurance commissioner, making sure that the laws really served people, not institutions, not corporations, but really served people. And I guess that's why my reputation as an insurance commissioner was one of fighting for you, fighting for individuals. And then when Lieutenant Governor came around, being able to work on the environmental issues of California, our coast, our mountains, Tahoe, all of these things have been there. An opportunity came to be in Congress, and Patty and I took that opportunity. And it has been an incredible journey in Congress, once again carrying on the same issues: healthcare, rural environmental issues, climate change, and recently in the last 10 years, the United States military. I never thought that this Peace Corps volunteer would be on the Armed Services Committee, but I have been. And there I've dedicated myself to the issue of nuclear war. How can we, in the age of all of these new technologies, protect this incredible place we call our home, our world, from nuclear devastation? And so the work continues on, and I am convinced that we can make progress on healthcare, on climate change, and on these nuclear issues.
Thank you. And moving forward, what is one policy issue that greatly concerns you right now?
Well, let's talk about healthcare. My very first piece of legislation in 1975 was to establish the rural healthcare programs. We built clinics all throughout the rural part of California. Many of those clinics are still in place today. They've morphed, they've changed, they've become even better. And they are the principal way in which rural California, including places not so rural like Davis, are able to get their health care. With the pandemic raging as it is across this nation and around the world, we need to be very, very much aware that we need to have a new HEROES bill. I don't understand why the president and the Senate has stopped this over the last 6 months, but they have. And now we need to go forward. It's all about healthcare. If we want a good economy, we have got to solve this crisis, this pandemic. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to get the economy back. But we can support the small businesses. And once again, that's legislation that I and the other Democrats have worked so hard for, and the Republicans have worked equally hard to stop. You look at the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. Our Republicans, colleagues in the Senate and the House have tried more than 70 times to terminate the Affordable Care Act. And right now, the president and the Republicans are in the United States Supreme Court with a hearing on October to try to do away with the Affordable Care Act. 140 million Americans depend upon that, pre-existing conditions. The president says, oh, not to worry, he's going to do it. He can't do it. So we have this healthcare issue. That's the principal issue at hand, because that's also the economic issue.
Thank you. This has been Meet the Candidates with Congressman John Garamendi, the Democrat incumbent running for the 3rd District in California. Thank you.
Thank you.